Hi guys, Martin back with another CarCast, just taking off on my way to work. Glorious day. Sorry if the sun's a little bit hazy coming through. Surely you're not watching me talk anyway, you're just listening to me talk. So what's going on? Loads as always. Went to Grand Prix Manchester last week for Magic the Gathering. Only went on the Friday, didn't go for the main event. And yeah, had a good time on the Friday. It was a good day out with some of the lads from the store. Got our t-shirts, got to meet Louis from Troll Trader finally. More to come on the Troll Trader event. Just sorting out a few details on such. But what a disappointing organisation. It was terrible. I mean, I say I only went on the Friday, which wasn't the busy day, but obviously I know guys who were there all weekend, and they're all saying that you've got 1,700 people there, and to put the pairings up, everybody's crowding around a couple of stands with A4 pieces of paper with the names printed out. I mean, what's with that? Technology today says that surely it should be better than that. Anyway, it's easy to sit here and say, oh, I could do better and I could do this. Let's see what happens. I'm not saying we're going to be running the GP next year. It'd be nice though, wouldn't it? I'm going to ask, but I just know we could run it better. Which brings us into the store. Lots to cover today. Store's moved on. Dave started, which means the work has properly started now, getting bits done. Carpets are all down. So every inch of carpet's down now, other than the office room and the terrain room, but that's irrelevant. They're more cosmetic than practical. And they'll get done as and when we do those rooms. Drapes are all getting finished today. So I hopefully will be recording a video today or tomorrow to show you all the tournament halls. Most of the tables are ready. There's a few that need painting, and then there's some that I've ordered in which have got like a laminate cover on them, and they're arriving in the next week. Still got to go and buy chairs and stools now, depending on numbers, depends on obviously how many I need. Ultimately I need 180 chairs or stools, because that's the maximum we're really going to be sitting for card based events, and that's a lot of money. 180 stools. I've probably spoke about it in a previous video, but even if it was only £10 a stool, it's still 1,800 quid on chairs, and you don't get much of a chair for 10 quid. So I've been looking for used conferencing and banqueting chairs in large quantities, because they obviously all need to match. I can't have some one style, some another style, some another colour, and they all need to be the same. So a bit of a reach out. If anybody, for some strange reason, knows somebody who's getting rid of a couple of hundred stools and chairs at a good price, I'm interested, and I need them in the next 3 or 4 weeks, really, 3 weeks. So it's something I'm on with anyway. But sell it me. Website's 2 weeks away. I'm disappointed for a change. I haven't heard a dicky bird off the web designer. I'm going to call him today. I think it needs to be make or break today with it as well. 2 weeks ago he started the import, and I've not heard anything back about how it's gone, where it's up to, and I'm beyond cheesed off with it. So it just needs addressing. It's costing me too much money not having the website, and whilst I appreciate I delayed matters, that's gone too far now. Anyway, that's getting into bits that I don't need to be dragging into conversations. Let's make it a happy chat. The Northwest Open. So I think we're up to 20 tickets now. It might only be 19. I might be lying to you. 20 tickets out of a potential 60. So we're a third of the way through. Lawrence at Tabletop Tactics is putting a video out next week. Ace has just recorded an interview with Frankie and Reese at Frontline Gaming. There's a couple of other channels that are going to be doing focused shout outs. So all of a sudden, obviously I've got nearly 1,500 subscribers, and going off the analytics, there's regularly about 200, maybe 300 people watch this video, the CarCasts. So I'm not getting a lot of exposure from this. Frontline Gaming, Geeks 40k and Tabletop Tactics are 3 big channels that get a lot of views to the videos. It's all of a sudden I'm not suggesting that it's just going to be, oh, it'll sell out in one day, but I suppose what I am saying is if you've got any interest whatsoever in playing in this event, get your ticket now, because if they do sell out, we physically can't fit anymore. We're pushing to fit 60 comfortably. We sit 56 for the tournament. To get the full 60, it means we're going to use 2 tables downstairs as well, which is fine because we have to have a couple of tables downstairs for disabled access and things. So it's what's become very apparent in the short time of being open is people don't commit to things. People don't tick to go into events on Facebook, and I get that. People just the meta, if you like, is not the meta. That's not the right word. The trend is very much that, oh yeah, just turn up on the day. It doesn't matter, because it doesn't. Because there's always tickets left, and that's fine. But from an organiser's point of view, we need to know how many people are coming. We'll always allow for a few extra, but don't leave it till the last minute, because if they sell out and then you can't go, alright, yeah, fine, you're not too bothered. But think about it from my point of view, trying to run the business. I need an idea of numbers. I need to know who is and isn't coming. Is it going to be a successful event? Is it not going to be a successful? Well, with 20, it's already successful. It's already covering all of its costs. It's already covering all of the prize funds. But there's £800 worth of prizes up for grabs. That's first, second and third place are going to get a big share of that, and then first, second and third place for painting, so best painted, and then somebody for best sportsman as well. It's all also worth going into the fact that I hate the word tournament. It's not a nice word. It makes it sound more competitive than it needs to be. If you go and play ETC, then it's a tournament. It's all competitive, and it's about just screwing your opponent over. Hence why I don't like the ETC. It's less casual. Now, that's not to say that the ITC is just a casual event. It's not. It's still a really competitive event, but especially on day 2, because of the way the Swiss pairings work and everything, you know where you are on day 2. You know how hard you've got to push if you're really going for the points, and you're going for the wins, or whether you can just sit back and relax with it. You can turn up with a nicely painted army and just play 5 games. Get your ass handed to you 5 times, but have fun doing it. It's not about coming with the sole purpose of, oh, I'm going to win at any costs, I'm going to be that guy. The rules are toned back a little bit to make it a slightly more balanced game than what ETC allows, and it's there to encourage people to play the game. Yes, there's a winner at the end of it. Yes, there is prizes, and yes, you should try to win your games. But it doesn't matter if you don't. You don't have to be an uber competitive player. You don't have to be. One of the guys in the store says, "Oh no, I'm not a tournament player. I'm not a competitive player." Runs the Warp Spider list, but says he's not a competitive player. Lee, if you're watching, you know you are. But he won't play because he thinks he's not a tournament player. You don't have to be a tournament player. You just have to be looking forward to playing 5 games of 40k over a weekend and having a good crack and playing some people that you've probably never played before, because it won't just be local store people. It is just good crack. Yes, it's 60 quid. We've gone over the price side of it. Don't need to dwell on that too long. 60 quid, you're getting food both days, which is easily worth a £5 or £2, yeah. So it's only 50 quid, that's a tenner a game. For a full weekend out, that's cool. Yeah, you might have some accommodation on top of it if you're coming up for the full weekends. If you come up to Friday, you've got 2 nights accommodation. But it's not massively expensive if you don't want it to be. And it's a weekend away. Anyway, yeah, I've done the whole pricing thing anyway. But what I'm getting at is, please, and I'll put the link in below here. If the website was live, you buy your tickets from there. It's not, so you've got to buy them via PayPal. I then send you instantly a receipt, as I have done with all the other guys. And get your tickets bought. Let's make it a success. Let's just do it. If for no other reason, do it for me. But anyway, that deals with that. Off the back of that, tables and such are built or en route. Mats are all en route for it, but we haven't got the terrain for it all. So Mammoths has moved into War Games now. That's officially confirmed. So they're in every Tuesday night now, and we'll highlight more on that. I'll come back to Warmachine actually in a minute. So they're bringing some of their club terrain with them, what's usable. I've got quite a bit of terrain, and I've bought bucket loads of terrain to build up so that we've got enough for all the tables. Ace is bringing some up with him, so we should be able to clad 25 to 30 tables, depending on numbers that turn up. But I need help building it all, I need help painting it all, and it's not a difficult job. So last weekend of June, which can't get into my dates now, I think it's the 26th, 27th of June, that week and that weekend I want to have some focused terrain building. So if you're local to us, get in, help us just glue some stuff together, help us paint it up. It just all needs to be done, needs to be built, boxed, ready to go. We've got the stuff, but we need help. I'm sure we can do it over the next 6 weeks, but it's nice to get the community involved. There's no cost to you, you're not going to have to pay to build the terrain or anything, but at the same time I'm not going to pay you to build it. It's more, I'm reaching out to the community saying, listen, you guys want to play on these tables, you guys want the terrain on them, help me build the terrain, let's do it. So focus on that weekend, the 26th, 27th, and the full week sort of up to and around it. Anyone that can get in, great. If you've got any terrain that you don't need, that you don't have any need for, and you're happy to donate to the store, as long as it's in good condition, then we'll take it. If it needs a bit of a repair, that's fine, we can repair it, we can repaint it, but yeah, we'll take it all in if it's just going spare. If you want to make something specifically for the store, so to you commission terrain builders out there, I'm putting this one out to you. If you want to make a full themed board, and I know the whole joke of artists working for exposure, and I fully agree, artists shouldn't work for exposure, but I'm kind of going to ask you to. No, I'm not. I'm just going to say I'm not in a position. I've had Paul Tonks do the Tau board for us for 40k. Mel's done the beautiful bolt action table for us, and that's good work. We had a gentleman called Lyndon who's done some infinity terrain for us. I'm not suggesting that anyone should just sit there and spend a load of time and money for nothing, but if you want to portfolio some of your work as such, then feel free to put some business cards or a portfolio catalogue together, and we'll advertise your work. We don't do any commission work anymore, so I'm happy to advertise other people's work, and it can be done that way. But I need terrain, not just for 40k. I need terrain. I do need terrain for 40k. That's the imminent one. But we need Batman terrain. We need bolt action terrain, like proper World War II ruined buildings and things. We need infinity terrain. We need drop zone terrain. We need Warmachine terrain. Now Warmachine terrain, laughing and joking, is very minimal. We're not going to be putting big full-scale cities out for Warmachine, although I think it'd look cool. But let's talk about Warmachine. So yeah, terrain, if you can help out that weekend, come into the store, glue some bits together, clip some sprues, file the edges down, and make it look tidy and neat. We'll then do a mass spray of it all, get it all base coated, and then we'll dry brush it all up, and whatever needs doing, we'll put as much or as little detail as your skills and patience allow. Warmachine Mark 3 is coming. I moaned and ranted about price fixing and everything last week, and I think some people took me wrong. I know price fixing is illegal. I'm more than aware that it's illegal, and I understand to an extent why it's illegal, because it allows companies to charge what they want then, which then as a turnaround affects what I charge and so on and so forth. And it affects what I can buy because they charge more to sell it. But the response in general was quite good. People agreed that massive discounts only ever ruin the hobby. And I think it was Jason Pryor. Sorry for singling you out, Jace. You know me well enough to know that I mean no offence. He said he'll always buy where it's cheapest. And if that means a store shuts, then unfortunately that's bad news for them. Well, I'm going to be honest, Jason, with that kind of attitude, stores will shut, and eventually you won't be able to find it cheap anywhere, because the manufacturers, if people stop playing the game because there's nowhere to play the game, then the manufacturers will stop making the models. Simple fact. So anyway, we talked about that last week, and yeah, it was quite well received. Some good comments from both sides of the question, which is what I asked the question, and I don't expect everyone to just agree with me. All good. Warmachine, I just avoid it, don't I? Warmachine. Mark 3 is coming. We've got a press ganger on board in the name of Phil Winstanley. Some of you will know Phil from the Facebook groups and such. Some of you will have met him. Phil's passionate about Warmachine, almost as passionate about Warmachine as his dislike for Games Workshop. But yeah, he's a big Warmachine fan, and he's our press ganger, so he's our store representative for Warmachine. He'll be running intro games and events and competitions, tournaments, whatever the words are that we use. And we've set a few bits up. Last weekend of July, which I think was the 30th of July, the Mammoths, which is the local club which moved into the store, they're having an in-house post-release tournament. It's only a few weeks after it came out, and we don't expect it to be massive. It's just going to be the Mammoths guys. If anyone else wants to jump in, they can do. If anyone's been playing in store, they can jump on board as well. But then we're going to have a huge big, I think it's called Into the Steam or something like that, or Through the Steam. It's something like that. It's a big tournament kit that's released on the back of the new release, and that's the first weekend of September, I believe. Again, I've stupidly not written my dates down on an accessible piece of paper. So we're going to be having that. We're going to be doing a journeyman league through to it, where you learn to play and build and paint. So if anybody is interested in Warmachine, if you're local to the store, come in, build and play along with us. If you're not, if you're further afield, or if you're in another country, that's fine. Either buy your stuff from me, buy it from your local store. I'm cool with either. But buy and build along with us. Let's put Warmachine out there into the worldwide hobby. For those that are brand new to it, or for those that are back into it, let's build along and report some progress on how Warmachine's going. I'm going to play it. I'm going to dust off the trolls. I might even throw some paint on them. Me painting models, it's never going to happen. Might get someone to paint them for me. That's a good idea, actually. Might get someone to paint the trolls for me. Mike, I'm looking at you. But yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens with it. Let's get it going, and let's get a good tournament. So I get told that Privateer Press sponsor the Northwest Gaming Centre, or Element Games Northwest Gaming Centre, whatever it's called nowadays, because it's so big and it's in the heart of Manchester. It's not south of Manchester. It's like not even the heart of Stockport. I'm not knocking Element Games. It sounds like I am, and I'm not. To be so careful what you say. But Privateer Press want to sponsor them, or want to fund them and fund a lot of the redecoration and the technology that's going in. That's fine. I've done all mine myself. I can't sit quite as many as what Element can. I can sit a lot, and we will sit a lot. Let's make it big. Let's make it huge. Let's get some power around it. Phil knows a lot of people. The Mammoths lads know a lot of people, and more importantly, we've got some of the best Warmachine and Horde players in the Northwest playing in our store. I'm talking guys who, every event they've gone to in the Northwest, I've got people, Mark, Tom, Glenn, Chris, Matt, whoever it might be. I've obviously missed people out, and sorry, but I've got people in my store who are winning every event that they're going to, or placing in the top 3. So we've got some of the best players in the UK, and I'm proud of that. And if you think you're better than them, then come up and show them. There's a challenge for you. But yeah, so that covers Warmachine briefly. Terrain for that, we need trees and such. But I'm on with that. I've got a load of trees scored from somewhere. It's kind of about it. I say GP was very unorganised. Just to recap, let's do it like the news, where you have your bulletin, then you have your news, and then you have your recap. GP was very unorganised. Northwest Open, 23rd, 24th of July. Massive. Let's get your tickets bought for that. Let's come down. It's a good weekend of fun. Terrain weekend, 26th, 27th, or 25th, 26th of June. It's 2 or 3 weeks away. Try and get into the store and help us out. Build some terrain, bring some terrain in. Do however you want to go about doing it, or just show your support with a thumbs up. Warmachine on last weekend of July and the first weekend of September. 2 tournaments, a small one and a large one. Tickets and prize support and everything I'll announce via Facebook, and I'll probably talk about them more next week. I've got very minimum amount of Mark III stock left for launch day. It will filter back in, but for actual launch release I've hardly got anything left. So if anybody wants something, they'll have to let me know. Yeah, that's about it. We're on 21 minutes, so I've kept it back down. It was a long one last week. I apologise for the extra 10 minutes. As always, guys, let me know what's happening, what you think about things. If there's anything I've obviously missed, then let me know. Next week we're going to talk about more tournaments coming up, because we will have hopefully scheduled more in. We've got an Armada tournament coming, a Batman tournament coming, another X-Wing tournament coming. We've got obviously loads of Magic events coming. There's PPTQ this Sunday, if anyone can get in. It's a sealed event, £30. Be good to see you there. And it's all great, and hopefully I'll have some more to show you. There might be a video between now and then showing you around the tournament halls. There might not. That might be bolted onto next week. It'll depend on when I get a chance to do it, basically. But yeah, I'm going to go and enjoy the sun. I'm just about to pick Dave up, and then I'll see you next week. See you later, guys.